Hello everyone, this is Siya Bhide. Welcome back to Mythostry. I am back with a new video from the series The Ancient History, this time with the women during the Rigvedic times. The word woman was given a meaning during the early Rigvedic times. She wasn't forced to marry. If she did get married and her spouse died or abandoned her, then she could remarry without earning any frowns from the people. Some of the women during those times proved their mettle and showed the world that women too could write big fat books and soothing, very beautiful verses, and also fight like tigresses in the battlefield for the very first time. Some of these women are to be mentioned today. The first one being Devahuti, the woman who was tutored by her son. Born to King Manu and Queen Shatarupa, she grew up to be a beautiful and radiant woman. When she became of marriageable age, she and her father went in search of a groom. On the banks of the gushing waters of river Saraswati, there lived a young sage named Kardama, who was the son of Lord Brahma. He looked like a learned man. Devahuti and her father, Lord Manu, happened to witness him. Besotted, Devahuti asked Kardama to marry her. He agreed, but had a condition, which was that if he gave birth to a son, he would abandon her in search of knowledge. A charmed Devahuti instantly agreed and gave birth to 9 charming girls and at last a son named Kapila. After Kapila was born, Kardama left in search of knowledge, leaving a heartbroken Devahuti. As years passed, Kapila grew up to be an extremely intelligent son of a very proud mother. A curious Devahuti asked Kapila to teach her about the mysteries and theories that revolved around yoga and theistic dualism, which he happily explained. He later accepted her as his disciple, and she continued her journey of education. The second one being Gargi Vachaknavi, the debater, daughter of sage Vachaknu, who encouraged her to read many scriptures from her childhood, hailing from a Garga lineage. She grew up to be an intellectual who had mastered the philosophy of natural sciences. King Janaka of Mithilanagari had a great Rajasuya Yagna and had invited all the learned sages to his palace. King Janaka was impressed with the number of intellectuals in his Sabha, and so he organized a competition to choose the most learned person in the Sabha, for which he gathered around 1,000 cows, each having 10 grams of gold on its horns. Yagnavalkya, who thought himself to be the winner, asked his disciple to take all the cows home. Many intellectuals like Uddalaka, Gargi, etc. got enraged and so challenged him for a debate, where Gargi questions him about the very base of existence or reality, which he very smoothly answers. After very long debate, she accepts defeat. Well, she was said to be one of the most intelligent women during the Rigvedic times and is known for her Kundalini Yoga thesis. The third one being Sulabha Maitreyi, the Advaita philosopher. The daughter of a sage and minister of Videha or Mithilanagari, Maitri was later married to Yagnavalkya. When after a few years of marriage, Yagnavalkya decided to leave for the forest for penance, he decided to divide his wealth among his two wives, Katyayani and Maitreyi. Maitreyi questioned the sage whether this wealth would help acquire immortality, to which he said no. As he said this, Maitreyi asked, "Then what use is all this wealth?" And so they had a long dialogue on love, duty, asceticism, and the Atma. She was said to be very intelligent and to have mastered the art of metaphysics. The fourth woman is Ghosha, the cured one. She was the daughter of Kakshivat, a sage who also had composed hymns for the Rigveda. From a very young age, she suffered from a disease that had disfigured her, which is probably leprosy. She prayed to the Ashwini Kumars for good health and was later taught the Madhu Vidya, the art of restoration of youth, by them. She later got married and also had a son named Sustya, who went on to compose a hymn in the Rigveda. She is also known to have composed two hymns in the Rigveda, one in praise of the Ashwini Kumars and the second one about her journey from being incurable to curable. The next one being Lopamudra, the talented. The princess of Vidarbha and wife of sage Agastya, also known as Varaprada, was a Rishika by her own merit. She had composed hymns in the Rigveda which were dedicated to Devi Rati, the goddess of love, when her husband had started to give her less attention. She is also known to have spread the importance and the hymns of the Lalita Sahasranama along with her husband, sage Agastya. The magnificent river Kaveri is also called as Lopamudra after her. The last one being Avishi, the warrior princess. This lady, also called Vishpala, is said to have fought a battle during the Rigvedic times against Khela, a prince of the neighboring settlement. But unfortunately, the night before the battle, her leg gets wounded severely due to some unknown reason and is amputated as it could cause infection for her whole body and she could die. The Ashwini Kumars, the medicinal twins, are said to have performed prosthesis for the first time and were also successful. She is said to have won the battle. These are the brave and intelligent women from the Rigvedic times. There were many more, but I found these women intriguing and very passionate about what they did. I hope this video inspired you. Hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with a new video next week. Until then, stay safe, stay happy.